Hello, Jake.
अनिल कॉल करियो ना ठीक है ताले लेफ्ट रो अपन सर एक्सट्रीम राइट रोइबे सूर्य मो राइट भाई एपड़ गोटे लाइन ने खाली रहिलो
Good evening. Are we ready for this important game between the Jaguars and the Lions? Anil Parida captaining the Jaguars and Suryakant Pradhan captaining the Lions. And the match referee, Mr. Bikaspati, is all set to conduct this match. Surya's got the coin. Here is the call. Was it, sir? It is here. You called it right. कौन करिवे?
बैटिंग
कौन कारण रही बैटिंग निष्पत्ति नवर
पछरे विकेट टिके हेल्प करियो स्पिनर को तो दीरा मैच ऑलरेडी खेली जाय सेति में हम बैटिंग नो
गोटे बहुत बहुत गुरुत्वपूर्ण मैच आज एबे भी सुजोग रहिबो जदि आपण परफॉर्मेंस बहुत बढ़िया करिवे कोन सेति पे रणनीति नै आछंदी
ना रणनीति सेम रहबो कि निजे भलो क्रिकेट खेलिबा टोटली बैटिंग बॉलिंग रे आ जा भी रिजल्ट पर एते माने भाबुनी भलो क्रिकेट खेलिबा
केते लागु प्रथम इनिंग्स रे केते रन करिबा ठीक हबो
तो जो हमें देखियो 130 टू 140
ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द मैच सूर्यकांत आपण मध्ये सही समान कथा करथांदे
हम चेस करथांदे
आपण सबले चेस रे बिलीव करछंदी एवं अधिक अधिक मैच चेस रे ही जीतिछंदी वर्तमान पूर्व मैच रे जो रिजल्ट थिला से किछ इंपैक्ट करिवो की
हाँ इम्पैक्ट जेहेतु करिवो बट आज टीम बहुत भलो चेंज हेछि अनुराग इज इन प्रदीप इज इन तो बहुत भलो टीम आज हेछि
केते रन ने अटके चेष्टा करिवे
120 30 किछ कहि हबनेटी तो भलो ड्यू पड़िबो इवनिंग रे बैटिंग करला बेले तो बहुत भलो विकेट हेजो बैटिंग
मस्ट विन गेम आपण मानक पाई मध्ये केते प्रिपेयर सेति भाई
बहुत बहुत प्रिपेयर जितले सेमीफाइनल
All the best as the match. All right, then the news has come out from the center. The Jaguars have won the toss and they want to put some runs on the board.
Hello, check. Asti. Audio Asti. Hello, check. देखिए audio test में. Check करो. ଆପଣ ଟିକେ କ୍ୟାମେରା ବୁଲେଇ ପାରିବେ ତ? ହଁ ହଁ ଆପଣ କହିଲା ଭିତରେ ମୁଁ ପଳେଇବି. ଖାଲି ଆସି ଅଡିଓଟା ଚେକ୍ କର. ଦେଖ ଦିଟା ଦେଖ. ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ଆସି. ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ଚେକ୍. ରେଡି. ଏଇଟା ଦେଖ. ଗେମ୍ଟା ଦେଖ. ଠିକ ଅଛି. ଯୋଉଟା କମ୍ ଆସୁଛି ନା ମତେ ଦିଅ.
check mic check
ঠিক ଅଛି. ରାଜା ନିଜେ ବ୍ରଡକାଷ୍ଟର ଆମେ କଣ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ତ କଣ ହେଲା ମିଶନ ବି କିଛି କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ମୋତେ ପଚାରିଲେ ଏକ୍ସାକ୍ଟ କିଛି ରିଜନ ଦରକାର ମତେ ଲାଗୁଛି ସେମିତି କଣ ହେଇଛି ପ୍ରୋଡ୍ୟୁସର ମାନଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ସେ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର ଯୋଉ ସେ ଜାଣୁନାହାନ୍ତି ନା ମିକ୍ସରଟା Sama is the most powerful guy, so it's that. Hello, check.
hello mic check hello
Check, ready? अच्छा first ମୁଁ single ଯିବି welcome କଲା ପରେ ଯିବା ready Hello and welcome to the pre-match analysis of the Lions versus the Jaguars battle. But I do have with me a special guest of today's event. He is a very famous cricketer from Odisha, of course, a very well-known face, I have to say. Very good evening, Mr. Biplab Samantarai.
good evening Gaurav
Can you come a little closer? Sure. Yeah, so first of all, Biplab, well done. Your team is doing a fantastic job. And you are the table toppers and looks like you are the favorites out there.
thank you so much but we are taking one match at a time so I think tomorrow we have a match that abandoned match against Tigers so we are focusing on that match for the time
Yes, of course, we will be talking a lot about the match and, of course, what will happen next. But since Biplab is there, we'll be playing a bit of rapid fire with him. Are you ready?
sure always
All right. Here's the first question. What inspired you to start playing cricket?
love for cricket
Love for cricket. Who is your cricketing idol?
actually there are two person one is Mr. Rahul Dravid and another one is Mr. MST they both are my idols
Of course, knowing him, these are the two batters or these are the two great bands that most of the time people talk about. And yes, describe your batting style in one word.
one word actually a bit difficult and I think grafter maybe
Grafter. Good word. This. Okay. So what is your favorite cricketing shot?
pull shot over mid wicket
Pull shot over mid wicket. That is in. I mean, he's probably you have to play that on the front foot.
yes
That's what he just loves. Who is the toughest bowler you've ever faced?
Jasprit Bumrah when I faced him in Ranji Trophy game.
Jasprit Bumrah, clearly unplayable. Which stadium do you just love playing the most?
I think Baravati Stadium. I have so many memories, beautiful memories here. So this stadium is always very very special for me.
The second one is the Hyderabad one.
Obviously, you know that better.
Any bowler from the past you want to face?
Wasim Akram, my favorite bowler.
The great Wasim Akram. What is your pre-match ritual?
Pre-match, I always listen Hanuman Chalisa. Actually, that is not my pre-match every day. Every day morning, I'm gonna make sure I'll listen Hanuman Chalisa first. That's the first thing in the morning I do.
Tell you what, he's a very religious guy. That's something that I know. Okay, all right. Who is your best friend from the cricketing circuit?
Buildup Panda.
All right. What is your favorite format of cricket? T20, ODI, Test?
Test cricket because it tests you.
Because it tests you. What is your go-to meal before a match?
Before a match, actually, generally, I tend to have some light meals because in a match, a very tense situation, if you'll have a heavy meal, then light meals means sandwiches, cornflakes, 2 bananas, that will be enough.
Great. How do you stay fit when you're not playing?
By doing some strength training.
Strength training, okay. Looks still very fit, very young. Mind you, he's definitely not the youngest, but definitely the fittest out there. A memorable cricket moment from your debut match, if you remember? Ranji match?
Debut match against, I made my debut here only in Baravati Stadium against Baroda and I scored a half century. So that was really memorable. And I have also played my first IPL match in Baravati. That's why I said Baravati is really special for me.
Really special for you. Who has been your biggest support throughout your career?
My family.
Great. Your favorite place to visit in Odisha?
In Odisha, actually, I didn't visit it yet, but I heard a lot about Koraput, and unfortunately, I didn't visit it yet. So that's a dream place for me in Odisha.
People from Koraput is coming soon, mind you. Okay, a piece of advice you received that changed your game completely.
From Mr. Kapil Dev, the great Kapil Dev, when I was in NC under 19 game, I clearly remember his words that 3 C's are very important: commitment, consistency, and another one I'm forgetting actually. Commitment, consistency, and 3 D's. Pardon me, 3 D's: determination, discipline, and dedication. These 3 words he told me.
Great, great. Your favorite non-cricket sport?
Non-cricket. Actually, before a game, we used to play football a little bit. So that may be my favorite sport other than cricket. Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite footballer?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Okay, the battle between Messi and Ronaldo will continue. We'll move on to the next question, of course. So, one superpower you wish you had?
To be invisible.
Okay, how do you recover after losing a match, as a captain especially?
By listening some good music at home. So
There must be ghazals, I can tell you.
exactly, some slow music.
Okay, what is your favorite holiday destination?
Again, that's a dream place for me. It's Switzerland, and someday I'll surely visit that place.
Great. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I want to see Odisha lifting Ranji Trophy. That's one of my goals, my dreams. But I'm really hopeful the Odisha cricket is doing well. Some crunch timings are there. Some crunch matches we have to win, especially in knockout games. We have been there, but by little margin we lost the game. So that is a dream which I have, that Odisha cricket team someday will lift Ranji Trophy title.
Great, perfect answer. Now, either or. Of course, very easy one to start. Batting or bowling?
Batting.
A day match or a night match?
Night match.
Okay, playing Muthaiya Muralidharan or playing the Australian legend Blakely, for that matter. Just imagine them.
It's a very, very tough one. They both are really dangerous. But I think playing Muthaiya Muralidharan, he won't bowl bounces to me.
Okay, all right. Winning the toss, batting first or changing the target?
I think it depends on the wicket. How is the wicket behaving? So depending upon the wicket, I'll choose that.
Okay. Red ball or white ball?
Red ball.
Half century, 2 wickets, or a first class century?
First class century any day.
Any day. Okay. Next is early morning practice or evening practice?
Early morning.
Early morning. Okay. Virat's cover drive or Rohit Sharma's pull shot?
Both. Absolutely. I love both.
Okay, we have to steal some shots from the batters, some of the great batters. What are the shots that you'll steal apart from their favorite shots? Their go-to shots. Like Sachin, you can't pick the straight drive. So tell me first, Rahul Dravid.
Square cut. He plays square cut really well, really late. And Virat Kohli lofted cover drive. Rohit Sharma cover drive. He plays it very well. MS Dhoni stepping out and clearing the fence always, and Dada stepping out to the pace bowlers and hitting it over their head. That is one of the favorite shots. Lakshman, the great VVS Lakshman, his pull shot. He plays the pull shot really well, really late. And one of my favorite players from past, Mr. Mohammad Azharuddin, his six hitting ability was amazing against the spinners. He was really amazing. So again, his six hitting ability.
Well done, Biplav. I think he's done tremendously well.
Thank you.
Whereas, I mean, as he performs well on the field, he performs well off the field too. Turning out to be a wonderful broadcaster, was a part of the commentary panel of the Indian Premier League as well. Thank you so much, Biplav, for joining us. It is really a pleasure to, have this short little chat with you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yes, as we move on to the game very quickly, as Lions will be facing the Jaguars, you know that the Jaguars batting first. Let's see how many runs they put up in the first inning. And let's see how many Look at what has happened yesterday. They really can take the target down for the first innings very soon. मैंने मोर भी की थी हाँ जो क्वेश्चन चेंज करके बेसिक स्लाइड था हाँ राइट और आज सहजर के नांटी ना मैच स्टार्ट है किछ करियो बस
Contact. Hello. କମିଲା ଜ୍ୱର ପୁରା କମିଲା କମିନି ଜଣା ପଡ଼ୁଛି ତଥାପି କହ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଦେହ ନା ସୋଡ଼ିୟମ୍ କ'ଣ କମିଯାଉଛି ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରୁନି ଏମିତି କଲେ କ'ଣ କରିବ କ'ଣ ବୁଝିପାରୁନି ତାକୁ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ କାରଣ କେମିତି ନେଇକି ଯାଉନାହାନ୍ତି ଆଗ ଦିନ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ଦେଖିକି ରହିବାର ମମି ଘରେ ଆସିଲା ତ ତାଙ୍କ ଦେହ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ କହ ଚିନ୍ତା କହେ ସେଟା ମାନ ନା ତାର ଫଳଟା କେମିତି ଏବେ ମାନ ଆଟଲିଷ୍ଟ କିଛି କୁଆଡ଼େ ହେଇନି କାହିଁ ହବ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ କହ ଟିକେ କେମିତି ଗୋ ଟୁ ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ ଏ ଲଙ୍ଗ୍ ୱେ ଟୁ ଗୋ ମାନେ ନିଜକୁ ଠିକ୍ ରଖ ଟିକେ ହଁ କ'ଣ କରୁଛୁ କ'ଣ ମିଠା ହଁ କମିଯାଇଥିବ କାଲି ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ହେଇଛି Huh? It's called to text for it. At the combustion experience, मझे गैप पाइबे प्रोटीन कम जानले गोटे दिन नंबर अच्छे नंबर अच्छे जो नंबर अच्छे ई सर खाइबो हेलो कह कह मु कहि ना प्रॉपर प्रॉपर सिस्टम में चलियो माने खाइबा माने मोर प्रोटीन मील रे 1 ग्राम प्रोटीन रखो कैलकुलेट कर कैलकुलेट करले मु डायरेक्ट बने देबी कहबा हां चल लाइट जाचे 6:30 ହେଲା हेलो जाइए तो भाई हाँ सहीटा मुझे एवं अपलोड तो करना क्या ओसी पकेबा बोले बुझे ओसी पकेब से अपलोड करना मत चंद्र कहला तो ये रैपिड फायर गुड़ा सब ओसी पकेब बाकी गुड़ा आम अपलोड कल चलो मुझे स्टार्ट कर आरंभ गला आज्ञा कौन कहला सेटा को काटी दबा एडिट कर दबा से कहले सेटा को कर दबा या मोर भी हटन मन पड़लानी मैग्रा ग्लेन मैग्रा मु रही गली तापर मन ब्रेटली कहि दिले हां 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 ना सेनन को दिन मु जानली गोटे स्पिनर गोटे फास्ट बॉलर हाउ स्टार्ट गेला भाई इनिंग तुम जा
Good evening and welcome to the historic Barabati Cricket Stadium, where we are witnessing two of the greatest sides of the Odisha Cricket League standing up against each other to fight a spot in the semi-final. A much needed game for both the sides. Lions believing they can chase it down. The Jaguars believing in the fact that they want to put some runs on the board and then they can defend. So everyone's happy at the toss as the Jaguars winning and doing it, wanting to do it with the bat first. And Suryakant Pradhan will be starting the proceedings. Here's the first ball. How well was that ball? Everything about the phenomenon of fast bowling we know. Recently, one of the greatest to play the Test cricket just retired, James Anderson, and this was the length that we popularly call it as the Anderson length. The first ball, and it was very easy for the batsman to let that go, but I'm not sure you can repeat that shot so many times in the shortest form of the game. On the shorter side, here's the response. Great shot on the back foot, just cutting it well and getting that important boundary. Suryakant Pradhan bowling a touch shot and paying the price. Slip in place still. Pitching it further up. I mean, this is a red soil and you know everything about getting the bounce from the red soil itself. I looked at the wicket very carefully and it's not that. In fact, there are two theories that I really want to address to our viewers right there when I looked at the wicket and looked at the wicket very closely out there. The first thing is that Karthik, come back to that. Oh, outside it, the wicket keeper's flying, but eventually it's a drop catch and a single. Suryakant Pradhan creating an opportunity, not taken that well by the wicket keeper, mind you. This would have been a terrific catch though. Almost flying out there. It came very quickly as well. Normally you're not used to keeping deliveries that are really fast. Saroj Panda and Pankaj Senapati are the two batters out there. Suryakant Pradhan starting the proceedings apart from that boundary, trying to be very impressive. Straight away thinking, nothing on the wicket. So no real use of that slip. He does have a short mid-wicket now. Even shortest mid-wicket, I have to say. Will he bang it in? Oh, yes. Keeping it very close to the body. And equally well played, I have to say, that single from Saroj Panda as well. And coming back to the wicket, and it has something for the faster bowlers early on. There's a lot of cracks, so spinners will get something. And the captain of the Jaguars said that it might slow down in the second innings, so that's where they decided to bat first. On the other hand, Surya was quite confident about chasing. He said dew factor is going to be very important. I'll come back to that. At this point, no dew and no slowness on the wicket. First over is done and dusted. The Jaguars are 6 without a wicket. Pradeep Pradhan with 5 for 12, the best, and more importantly, the economy of 5.43. He's a tall bowler. He's the bowler who gets that bounce. Very important. First ball. Just pushing it on the back, but almost forcing the batsman to play that shot there. Now, just imagine the ball really flying from that length. How do you bring your shot on the front foot? So that option is really gone, but you can't go back as well. The only shot that is left is actually flicking it from just going slightly back and flicking it as it is very close to the surface. But that's when you have to keep it along the ground as well. Can't hit it in the air because short fine legs waiting for that. Textbook cricket from the batsman there. But I have to say that in a match like this, it's much more important to get the power play going very fast towards the left of your screen. You really can see some strange things happening on the wicket. We'll come back to that. Suryakant Pradhan having a lot of discussion with the bowler out there. He loves to do that as a captain. That's the thing about bowlers being the captain. Oh, just shot from the fielder. Wants a single, gets a single. Directed. And I've made the story interesting. Ramachandra, the fielder there, throwing it and almost creating an opportunity there. Towards the left of your screen, you can see Ashish Rai, very important bowler, the only man to pick up a hat-trick in Odisha Cricket League 2024. Was not a fairy tale for him, but somehow you have to say that he is one of the best bowlers of the tournament. Talking about bowling, here's the man on your screen who has every ability to just make it as beautiful as it can be for the faster bowlers out there. Bowling to a tall man himself, so that is going to be a good contest. Pankaj Senapati up against Pradeep Pradhan. He steps out and hits it in the air. The third man dives and couldn't pick it. There's the first six. Not in the most convincing fashion, but everything about T20 and everything about batting in the power play. But that's one of the options you have, really. You're banging it in with the kind of height you've got. You really can use that to a good effect, especially when you know there's no fielder outside the circle on the offside, apart from the third man. What's next? Again, backup length. This time very, very close to the body. And the batsman deciding to be a little more conventional, trying to play the back foot punch. I'm not sure if you can try that particular shot that much on this wicket. Early on with the new ball, fine, but not a very go-to shot in this tournament. And thanks to the wicket, thanks to the kind of wickets we have got. Yes, red soil today, mind you. Red soil means bounce. So the extra bounce, especially from the new ball, is a thing. Change of pace from the bowler. And a bit of wild throw from the fielder out there. Won't be costing them anything. 2 overs done and dusted. It's 14 without a wicket. Audio ठीक ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଆଜି ଏଇ ମାଇକ୍ ରେ କରୁଛି ତ ଏଇଥିରେ କନେକ୍ଟ ଫାଟି ଯାଉଛି ମାନେ ମୋ ଭଏସ୍ ଟା ଜଲ୍ଦି ପଳେଇ ଯାଉଛି ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ଟିକେ ଫାଟି ଯାଉଛି I mean ନା ମୁଁ କ୍ଲୋଜ୍ ପଳେଇ ଆସୁଛି ତ ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ଫାଟି ଯାଉଛି ତ ମୋର ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ସ୍ଲିପ୍ ମାଇକ୍ ଟା କ୍ଲୋଜ୍ ଆମର ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ମୁଁ ଅଟୋମେଟିକ୍ ସବକନସିୟସଲି ପଳେଇ ଯାଏ ତ ଏଇଥିରେ ହେଲେ ଚଳିଯିବ Just 1 over for the captain, and then Suryakant Pradhan deciding to go with a spinner inside the power play. We've seen that before. We've seen that before from someone like Suryakant Pradhan. He just loves his spinners. Though he's a faster bowler, he just loves using his bowlers, and especially those spinners in the middle.
Yeah, soft hand and a single from the batter out there. Saroj Panda batting on 9. Just to tell our viewers, the Saroj Panda is someone who is not there, not going to be there standing and playing the waiting game. If he gets the opportunity, he's someone who will go for it. And once again, mind you that if Pankaj can bring that game, it will be fascinating to watch. Look at that. He is that kind of a player. Once you give that opportunity, he goes for it, and he goes for it in style. Good intent from these two batters out there after a long time, I have to say, from the Jaguars. What can you do as a bowler? Suryakant straight away realizing that is where the experience comes into play. Straight away realizing there's no real use of the slip fielder there, so no slip. One more fielder extra added to the offside, and almost forcing the bowler, in fact the batter there, to play it on the offside, and that's the line of attack. Not on the stump today, slightly outside the off stump. No, this was on the stump, and that was a beauty from the bowler. Pankaj Senapati had no clue on that one, stepping out, trying to play the wild shot, and Pradeep Pradhan turning it on with the ball, and that stump was rattled. Absolutely rattled. The skipper, Anil, has brought himself at number 3, and rightly so. He is someone who can steady the ship. Saroj Panda right there, but mind you that Pankaj Senapati could have been a very, very good player out there. He is back. One of the players who had the ability to play big, but not today. As Pradeep gets the reward as he continues. Really varying it, really mixing it up. And a successful over for the bowling side comes to an end. 4 overs completed. It's 27 for 1.
ବାରଟା କମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି, କଲ୍ କରିକି ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଦେଇଦିଅ ଟିକେ ଖାଇବା।
$27 for 1. Saroj plays it in front up square. Oh, dive and great stuff. Great stuff that. We've seen some great piece of fielding, and the latest of them is as beautiful as ever. Suryakant Pradhan. That's something that he will definitely be trying. I mean, banging it in and almost forcing the batter to play that particular shot, the pull shot on the front foot. A little while ago in the mid innings, in fact in the pre-match, Biplab Samantrai mentioned how he loves to play the pull shot from the front foot itself. That's what the batter was trying to do there, using the pace. Two ways to look at it. I mean, the basics of cricket says that you either use the pace of the ball or you go against the pace of the ball. You need to have a very good hand and eye coordination for that. To go against the pace of the ball and play it, almost slapping it back or long on, long off, straight, cover in fact. These are the areas. You need to be fast. On the other hand, you also need to have a good reflexes and at the same time good hand and eye coordination. Watch the ball really closely and play it late to use the pace of the ball. Two important aspect of batting against fast bowling. And I think that most of the time you see the greater of the batters are good at both the sides. And they also mix it up. We'll come back to that. Anil Parida on strike as Suryakant Pradhan continues. Oh, it flies. It doesn't stop in this part of the world. Another boundary. And it takes them to 34. Yeah, 32 for 1. Suryakant giving the pace and the pace going against him, especially with that. No real chance for the wicket keeper. Can he just stand a little further? I mean, most of the time, thanks to the pace, thanks to the lack of pace, most of the keepers standing up, but not to this man who is bowling it quick out there. And again, punched on the back foot, finds the fielder. Watching the ball really well to the captain of the side, Anil Parida. Very confident man. Playing against one of the toughest bowlers of the tournament and playing it very well there. Just been watchful and at the same time with a little intent, not just a block, rather than some opportunities where it really can scores it. Last ball of this over. As we come back to the point of the great batsmen doing what they do to become the great in batting in the second, in fact after this over. Last ball. All right, then he lips it like it is never his business. 5 overs completed. 33 for 1. Five overs completed. It's 32 for 1. Beg your pardon. Bit of a stand and deliver stop from the batsman, which he loves doing, mind you. The tall man loves to play these fancy shots. Might not be the perfect one. Coming back to the textbook thing. Mind you, if you score 32 for 1 inside the power play, that means you've actually done really well as a batting side. That's the story of the tournament so far. Missed it. Straight one. Up goes the finger. Very easy. Very easy for the umpire out there. That is a straight one, and once you go across the line and miss it, you're gone. Soros Panda goes back. You got to ask some serious questions on their shot selection, but the Lions will be delighted with it. There's the man who is batting down the order today. Venkatesh Vande. With 100 matches, 2,773 runs. Strike rate of 105. Mixture of those officials and unofficial stats. Sumit Marana continues. Already has been bowling really well. Not leaving the stump at all. The message from the Surya. The Surya, because he's the only one who's really looked like the star of the OCL. Message from him, message from the captain that if you're not leaving your stump, another over for you. As simple as that. Just back the offside inside the circle and almost like challenging the batters. If you want to go and play your shots, you have to go over the top on the offside. And it's wonder if this particular shot that the batsman was attempting was required. 6 overs completed. It's 32 for 2. It will be different now. End of the power play. And 2 fielders outside the circle. 3 fielders are very traditional ones. Mid wicket, square leg, long on, easy single there. Just to tell our viewers who have joined, Jaguars winning the toss, deciding to bat first, losing those 2 wickets thanks to some unusual shots played by their openers. Mind you, Venkatesh batting with a very different batting order today. Normally he's the one who plays at number 3 or opened the innings, but that is not the case today. Pankaj Senapati was looking good for his 16, got back. Saroj 11 from 12 was looking good too. Played a very poor shot to the left arm spinner. Something that Anil and Venkatesh will try to avoid. And once again, just bringing back to the same point, in this mid overs, which we normally sort of neglect and think that these initial overs or to the final overs where things changes, but most of the time it's the mid overs that decide who is going to be the victorious of a match, especially when it is not going down to the wires. That's a different story altogether. They pull things back here, Lions, thanks to those 2 wickets. And all of a sudden the bowlers have got really skillful, and that's what happens when you play under someone like Suryakant Pradhan. And also I have to say that happens when there's a lot of backup around. knowing the team Lions, knowing the leadership group, they back their players like anything. Rahul Chaudhary has all the talents in the world, that's for sure, and he's been backed up really well. That's the reason why he's a tidy bowler. Just straightening it a bit this time and allowing that single. All right, but he's tried to be as accurate as possible. If not on the stump, very close to the stump. Can't be hitting the stump thousands of times. That seems impractical, but that should be the aim. And if it goes slightly here and there, it's fine. But most of the time, the idea is to hit the stump. Yesterday, Swastik Samal mentioned the same thing. On this kind of a wicket, even though it's red soil, it isn't a bad idea to go really back up length and on the stump. That's what I was mentioning from ball number 1. 35 for 2. It looks like they pull things back here. As the danger man Venkatesh today batting with a different order, probably with a different role. And the team management, the Jaguars, thinking that all right, Venkatesh opens for us, he scores those runs, but he gets out, team in trouble. So why not use Venkatesh in the middle order and make him stay till the end, then he can flourish after the 16th or 17th. Double benefit for the team. That was the thought there. That's what we like to believe from here. As the captain Anil Parida will be facing the final ball of the 7th. And Anil Parida is gone. Once again, the ball's going away from the right-hander and the batsman is trying to flood at it and paid the price. Wicket number 3 for the Lions in a must-win game. This is how you should bowl, say for Rahul Chaudhary, beg your pardon, in fact. .36 for 3, 7 overs completed. Every bowler was tossed. The ball has picked up a wicket. The story of the first inning so far. Wicket fist. Not big ones, but it's got something for each and every one. On the back foot for a single. 36 for 2. 5.02 the current run. The projected score says 100. It has gone back now. Tells you everything about what you need to do as a batting unit. Even after the wicket falls, you should try to keep the scoreboard going, and that you can do by picking up those singles, trying to be a little more positive with your approach, and by not just surviving. And that was everything about surviving there. Subhashish just presenting the full face of the bat. Mind you, it is a beautiful thing to look. But at one point you need those scores. Lions chase well. Just forget about the last match. That is yesterday. Apart from that, they chase really well. Toss bowls. Every time the batter plays a defensive shot there on the surface, and look at the toss bowls with this wind. Somewhere near there's a spinner smiling, wearing green. It becomes a single this time, thanks to the length of the ball. It was on the shorter side. Well, I was mentioning about how you can use your power and the timing both. That is, use the strength, the power, and the timing both to play that, to play your shots. I think probably the perfect example for that will be Mahela Jayawardene from Sri Lanka. We'll talk about him. 8 overs completed, 38 for 3. As Rahul Chaudhary has been given the opportunity once again, 4 runs and a wicket in the first. And the captain's very, very happy with him, almost saying, go Rahul, go. Well, that is exactly the reason why you give this man so much opportunity. This is everything about fast bowling. Well, talking about go Rahul, go on, most of the time you don't say that. You normally say go Simran, go. Rahul stands at the other end. But on a serious note, really has impressed me like anything. There's the flick shot, but square leg has no chance. That's the shot of the day. My words, that was a terrific shot. That was one of the best shots I've seen. On the pads, all right, but look at that for a flick. Knowing that that is a square leg fielder, how confident. Any bowler will lose the confidence after that. Let's see if Rahul comes back here. He's a strong man. He really is a strong man. He can come back. Let's find that out very soon. Very full and a Paisley shot of a fielder. Run out chance, directed. It hit the batsman. It's all happening out there. That's absolutely nasty. And mind you, the batsman's blaming the other batsman out there. It's not about blaming, he's hurt himself. Venkatesh, such an important batsman of his side, he really can't go back like this. Such an important batsman. Imagine him being injured. Looks like it's okay. As Rahul continues. As if he just loves to play that flick. Look at that shot again. Oh, the bounce doesn't really matter. Use the wrist and hit it on the onside, trying to hit it in the gap. Of course, this time it's not a boundary, but clearly the intent is that everything coming in to him is quite comfortably just flicking it. We've not seen a lot of flick shots played in the air, and that is because of the kind of wickets we've got. Subhasis is very different idea about it. This is quick from Rahul himself. Another single. Good over for the batting side. This 9 overs comes to an end. It's 46 for 3. Venkatesh continues to bat. He uses the depth of the crease. One way of doing it. 46 for 3 in the 10th over. Mind you, the current run rate is 5.02, and they really have dragged it down. And that's why the Lions are regarded as one of the best sides of the tournament. That's because they really can come back. The Cheetahs are on the driver's seat. They're standing tall and clearly one of the favorites. I was casually asking some of the viewers out there, who do you think is the second team that really can go to the final? There are some other teams that perform really well. There's Pumas, there's Panthers, but they say it's the Odisha Lions. And mind you, it's a must-win game. They know that they have to win it. Suryakant Pradhan mentioned that at the toss too. They're prepared for it with a smile. Surya hardly smiles, but that was a good one from Surya. The answer was crisp and perfect. But mind you, the viewers said Lions because they believe in the potential that Lions have. And that is that they really can make it count when it matters with the kind of players they have got. Yesterday was a game to forget for them. Pretty one-sided, no doubt about that. Flick it for a single. Some easy cricket going on, but 50 comes off for the Jaguars after the end of 10 overs, 50 for 3. Last 10 overs remaining. Let's see if they can really make it a big one with 7 wickets in hand. And it's time for drinks. Welcome back into the last 10 overs as the Jaguars have 7 wickets in hand, and it's time for Subhashis to be a little more special. Most of the time you say that. Let's see which of the batsmen really deciding to go hard. 5.02, the current run rate going really down here as Papurai bowls from the clock tower end. Oh, you don't do that against Papurai. He appeals and appeals and appeals. He doesn't stop. He takes the review. Suryakant Pradhan, the captain, says no to it probably. Or they don't have one. I mean, have I just missed something out there? But he was asking for it, like giving an application to your boss for a holiday there. 51 for 3. This is the 11th over going on. Papurai desperately need a wicket. And I can tell you why. Because he's someone who gets better and becomes a very different bowler once he gets one wicket. So from Lions' point of view, Papurai. Look how beautifully was that bowled. I mean, if that particular delivery didn't deserve the wicket, then what kind of a delivery deserves? As simple as that. Venkatesh survives. The old fox knowing everything about standing and playing deliveries like this, but mind you, it's tough for him. The batsman had no clue whatsoever. It's almost like watching a Korean movie with a Russian subtitle for a batsman who understands only Hindi. Once again, not reading it well, just playing an aggressive shot to get away from the strike. That's one way of doing it, though. Not really, because he's going to face the next over. All right then. 11 overs completed. It's 52 for 3. There's Ramachandra. He's having a great tournament, apart from the last one. I'll tell you why. Flat batted shot too long on. No real timing on that. A single. Ramachandra was hit for 3 sixes and 2 boundaries in the last match. Especially bowling the 14th over when the last match was turned out to be a 15 over side contest. And asked some of the experts, why was he given the penultimate over of the first innings when you know that he's an off spinner and there's 2 right-handers batting? And one of the experts really told me that he's actually very perfect for that job. I'll tell you why. Ramachandra has the ability to bowl it really flat and quick, and more importantly onto the stump sometime, but once he goes down the wicket, he can do it from over the wicket at this point, and he's doing that. But once he goes down the wicket, he brings that skill out. That's why he bowls it at the death. Yesterday was a bad day for him. That's it. It's not that there's a very tactical error of giving an over to Ramachandra, because Ramachandra is someone who is actually suited for that role. That's what the team man has been said, and some of the experts said to me as well. Over the top, 1 bounce to the fence. Venkatesh getting the first. Inside it goes over. It's a 6 then. Ramachandra not finding his length. Probably what has happened in the last match, still playing on his mind. It can happen, mind you. It can happen to the best of the players. One more fielder inside the circle on the offside. Can't bowl it outside the off stump. It does that. Didn't pay the price thanks to that good piece of fielding inside the circle. So 12 overs done and dusted. It's 63 for 3. Trying to play that fine. In fact, it does that. Not with the timing he intended. But another single. That phase of the play where it might look like there's very little amount of excitement in the form of a boundary, but in that last over itself got a special shot. But apart from that, no real aggressive shot. But mind you, very important phase of the game going on. And the one that really wins this phase, almost wins the game, mind you. 5.34 the current run rate. It has to be a little more than that. And nobody knows it better than these two batting. He keeps on beating the batsman. At this point in time, it is easier to understand theory of relativity. It is tougher to understand what Popura is doing. Bring out all your answers, all the answers that you know, but Popura brings out some questions which don't really have an answer. Once again, not very convincing from the batsman. Goes on the back foot with extra bounce. What exactly it does is it mixes its pace, and at the same time, if you look at his action, what he does is gets that ball to bounce because his release point is very high. Look at him again. Look at him go. Look at the release point. A little round arm, but still the point is very high. You don't really need to be very high arm as a spinner. That's where you don't get the turn. Popura does the exact opposite and gets a bit of turn when needed. Excellent piece of bowling so far. Where are the runs? There's the run. There's the only one from this over. Apart from that wide, of course. This is turning out to be a fantastic over as it comes to an end. 13 overs completed. The run rate is restricted to 5 and a little more than 5. 66 for 3. .66 for 3. Everyone around the world knows that this is definitely not the run rate at which they should go. And to make it a little tough, here's Rahul from the other end. Rahul bowls it from the clock tower end, gets 1 wicket. Suryakant Pradhan says, all right, do that from the Mahanadi end as well. And knowing Rahul, he hardly misses an opportunity. So everything and every damn thing that is in his favor, he will definitely be trying to make it as special as he can. No slip in place, you don't really need to, but fielders are a little wider than they normally should be. Trying to play the slog, or I have to say, just backing away and trying to help the ball. Very fine over wicketkeeper's head, not really the paddle. And missing it. Probably paddle could have been a better shot. I was trying to play the scoop too. 15 for 22, not the strike to that which we normally see batters batting. No real timing from that too. Something has happened to the men in green out there. For the initial overs, they look so good out there. And a lot to do with how's the wicket going to behave. No dew. I don't think the dew is going to be very significant, although the great Suryakant Pradhan mentioned that there's still a lot of dew that might come in. But I looked at the wicket and say, this is a wicket for the spinners. Great soil, fast bowlers will also get the bounce. I was trying to bowl it very slow out there and way outside the off stump. The umpire calls it a wide. They say that if you're a fast bowler and you don't try to mix it up, when you're given an opportunity, finally, yes, you mix it up, but you know that you've got to be right on the money. You can't try so many of those things. If you're very assured about one thing, you should try it. But if you're not sure, there's no point trying it out in the final overs. But one point where you really can try and see if there is anything, of course, in the initial overs, but apart from that, it is the mid overs. And that's what Rahul's doing there. He was trying one slow once, which didn't go on his favor there. But apart from that, you could sense that Rahul's changing his length, he's almost changing the pace of the ball, and we've not seen any drastic seam movement. But Rahul's accent says that if anybody can seam it, it's this man. Almost on the verge of seaming that one back to the right-hander. Only the angle though, and allows a single to be taken. 4.9, it has gone back. It has gone back. The current run rate has really gone back. 4.98, just above the return at which most of the saving schemes give you. All right, Subhashish is at the non-strike. It's Venkatesh on strike. Gets the ball to drive, didn't quite manage to do so. That is everything about experimenting here. It's both so different deliveries. They are almost like 5 different items in the buffet, and you select which one is your favorite. 14 overs completed, it's 69 for 3. All right, the skipper says it's over to me. The 15th over, and here's Suryakant Pradhan against Venkatesh. Desperately wants to break the partnership out there, and that is the plan out there, I feel. 33 from 42, yes, not convincing. They're way behind what you really need to do in the first innings to make sure that you get a win against the Lions. Unless you bowl as good as the Panthers and make sure that the Lions get all out inside the 100 runs, but that's one off. Normally you don't see the Lions falling for it. So this is a partnership that has been very steady, yes, on the slow side, but a very important one for the batting side, with knowing that Venkatesh and Subhashish are two of the batters set, both batting on 16, partnership of 33. So Suryas has come, and there's no second thought on that. He is here to pick up that wicket. He is here to break that partnership. Can he break one? Not a lot of changes in the field. Almost banging it in and bowling the hard length and forcing him to pull it, and forcing him to play that mistimed pull shot with square leg and mid-wicket waiting for it. It'll mostly come to the mid-wicket and very less to the square leg region, with the kind of pace that Surya offers. Look at this man, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching, mind you, he is one of the best to have ever played for Odisha. The jersey number 32, still at the best of his game. This delivery tells you everything about what he has and what he really can do. The old fox really has impressed almost everyone who's watched him from game number 1 till this game. Lions deserve to go to the next test, and the rest of the team members will be thinking to do it for the captain himself. 95 the projected score, and coming back, you have to realize that Suryakant Pradhan with the slow ball, the batsman seeking an opportunity but not making it count that much, only a single. Well, that is a delivery then. If you pick the slow one, which I think the batsman has picked, you really needed to go for it. I mean, found the fielder there, but no real intent from the batsman. Just a little push over the fielder's head. You don't get your boundaries if you play like that. Last ball. Once again, this over has been absolute drought. It remains so with this beautiful delivery. 15 overs completed, 71 for 3. All right, then time for the last 5 overs. Let's see who of the bowlers have still have the overs to bowl it at the death here. Suryakant has 1, Pradeep has 2, Rahul has 1. So shouldn't be a worry at all with so many spinners out there. One of the bowlers, everyone was him rather. Last over of his spell. So miserly he is with his bowling. Just 2 per over. Clean him up. Subhasis had no real clue what was happening out there. The lacquer bounce doing the trick. And there's the wicket for Sumit Maharana. You can't keep him out of the game. He comes in, he produces a breakthrough. And a big breakthrough this. The partnership of 35 runs. And straight away Sumit Maharana comes in and says, all right, it's my job to make it a little more interesting for my side with that wicket. And he does exactly that. That's a big wicket. Subhasis goes back to the pavilion. And you know that a set batter once goes back to the pavilion and new batter comes in, doesn't matter how big you are, it becomes tough for you. Because growing and playing your shots directly without facing a few deliveries, it is tough. Might beautiful looking shot with no real intent as well. Sahil Khan, mind you, for me, Sahil Khan has the ability to really make it big. You've seen him doing it before. I'm not sure if this is the right time to do so. I mean, talking about time in particular, the time has come, but look at the number of wickets and look at the number of batting to come up to this. So that is where the problem is. Very full from the bowler and hence flicked it away for a single. He comes back for the second. Well, that is good running. That is a good piece of running between the wicket. We've seen the batter struggling with the running between the wicket. That is a perfect example to the rest of the batters out there. This is how it's done. Sahil Khan and Venkatesh completing those double. 75 with those double. Then with final ball of his spell, Sumit Maharana. What a talent he has been. Performance this is. Last ball. No run from it. 4 overs completed for him. 4 overs, 10 runs, 2 wickets, 2.61 the economy. This is champion stuff. It's 75 for 4. pushed it on the back foot for a single. Papurai, another man. Two of these left arm spin bowler, left arm orthodox. Bowling the 17 and keeping it tight, very tight out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen something special out here. Bowling the 17th, bowling the 16th, and two of the spinners have really turned it on. Nothing, no real big shot. If you ever have to make a story of this Odisha Cricket League 2024 and write your characters, you got to make these two bowlers out there, Sumit and Papurai, two of the biggest soldiers of the Lions. They really are making sure that you can't ignore them at all. The last one was a pretty easy one, something that Papurai rarely bowls. But even after that, he just concedes only a few runs, only 2 runs from this over so far. 3 runs if you add that one important run too. So 3 runs. If someone is giving 3 runs in this 17th with 2 deliveries to go, he's doing a good job, provided the fact that he really has to finish well. Another dot ball. This is champion stop once again. 2 excellent left arm orthodox bowlers turning it on out there for the Lions. Watch out for the last ball. And beats the outside edge, or is it out? Oh well, up goes the finger out there. The last ball of the magical spell from Papurai. It's up the wicket. And yes, this is a wicket. It took the outside edge, it seems. And mind you that this is a kind of a spell which are almost everything apart from the wicket. And Papurai gets one in the final ball itself. As the Jaguars falling apart once again, 5 are back to the pavilion. The latest of them is Sahil Khan. Didn't do much. Probin Lua doing a tremendous job as a wicketkeeper. And Papurai getting that all-important view at 17 overs completed. It's 78 for 5 as Papurai gets the reward as Sahil Khan goes back to the pavilion. Disappointing one. Disappointing one for the batting side. It hasn't happened for them. Every time they look like they'll be putting some runs on the board, they manage to, the Lions in fact managed to sort of break that partnership. Shubham Bishit has come in. The Jaguars trying a lot of new players in this match. They want to just make sure that they finish on a high. It doesn't matter if you go to the next level or not. The Lions desperately want to win it. All right, over to the faster bowlers now. That was bowled like almost like a spinner there, Pradeep Pradhan. You ask him that, did you enjoy bowling that? He'll be saying, all right, I'm giving a bit of competition to Papurai and the rest of the bowlers out there. Sumit Maharana and Papurai in particular. That is almost like a spinner bowling as I call it, not very fast. Subham has a brilliant striker, 115. But can he do it at this level? That is the most important thing out there. No real mid-wicket. Mid-wicket is pulled back, pulled inside the circle in fact. He was trying to give himself room and hit it on the offside. A better shot against someone who is a tidy bowler. But mind you that you can't have a huge gap between bat and pad. You really have to play it under your eyes and that's how you can get your runs even in this format, even in the 18th. Hair has to be very still. No, that was nothing about being still from the batsman. Pradeep Pradhan gets the reward, but mind you that this is some pretty ordinary phase of play from the Jaguars. Wicket number 6. Desperate for that single, and rightly so. Every run matters. Now you just need to grab it with both hands, whatever is coming in, whatever is coming through you. $80 for 6. 18th over is going on. Lions doing it easily out there. One of the easiest games for the bowlers out there. And to be honest, by that I didn't mean that they didn't bowl that well. I mean that they made it easy by tolling really hard. So actually that is also not a correct statement, and the better statement would be that made it easy for the batters out there. So once in one of the departments you toiled really hard and perform well, you make it easier for the other department. That's the way to look at it. And Lions, the kind of game they had yesterday, it is a treat from the bowlers there. They'll not be giving too much and make it slightly easier for you. Now chase that down. That's the message there. Change in the field as the last ball of this over. Pradeep still has that one over. He'll definitely be coming back. Third man inside the circle. Bowls it full. The batsman is pretty ready for it. That is a wild one for a 6. Much needed for the batting side. But you have to say that it was picked off really well by the batsman. Third man was pushed inside the circle. Long on, long off, went back. And this is exactly what you predict. 6 to end this over. It's 87 for 6. And is it going to be taken? It is going to be taken. Number 7 this. Number 7 this, and every time it looked like they'll produce something. "21. That's what Venkatesh has done, but he's going to go back. And Suryakant Pradhan, after bowling that well, has got the reward finally. He's got the big face, mind you. Venkatesh loves taking his wicket. Again from ball number 1, not very precisely from ball number 2. That's the plan of Surya. That's why he is so successful down there. Just knowing what is required to do on the surface, banging it in with pace, and makes life very, very difficult for the batting side. Jaguars still desperately need those runs. But where are the runs? That's the question out there. Not so easy against this man. I wanted to hit it out of the stadium. I only managed to, even not to in fact, get a connection there. That's actually a better shot. Hits that along the carpet, takes a single. Are they going to reach 100? That's the question there. 1 over after this, 2 deliveries remaining this over. Looks like Surya is not going to give an inch. The Subham Naik comes in, and knowing Subham, that we've seen Subham playing some wonderful innings for his side. But these are some very tough circumstances, and to do it, you have to bring your A game. Changing the field set, the square leg comes inside the circle. The back footer point goes back. 2 fielders outside the circle now in that region. Bowls it way outside the off stump. The batsman backs away and hits it on the onside, but only managed to get a single. The story of the first innings. The scarcity of those big shots. The necessity of going over the rope. And it has not happened. Almost like a drought. Drought in the rest of the overs. A bit of flood in the power play. No real match between these two. Final ball of Surya's spell, and he sums it up well too. 4 overs, 16 runs, 1 wicket. Suryakant Pradhan at his best, and 19 gone. It's 90 for 7. Gets 0 from it. Most of the time nowadays, in Genji's terms, the output is important, and the output is a 0 from the first ball. Last 5 deliveries. The only question is, can they get to 100? That'll make it a little more interesting. As Pradeep Pradhan continues, he is in no mood whatsoever to give any run. 2 deliveries and 2 dot balls. Imagine taking 1 rupee for saying 1 dot ball. You become a multi-millionaire after a match like this. So many dot balls by the batters out there. This projected score is on 93. I don't want to see that. Can you get past 100? That's what the coach will be saying. Hike for a single. So many times we've used the word single, and that really has been the story. That really has been the summary of the first. Not a lot of big boundaries, not a lot of 4s, 6s. It's about dealing with the deliveries and somehow surviving, and then stealing those singles. That's how the bowlers have bowled from the lines. Got him! There's the wicket number 8. and most of the time it's Pradeep Pradhan hitting the stump and making it rattled like it's its own property. All right, the man who's picked up a hat-trick is going to be on strike, and he'll be making sure that nobody else picks the hat-trick when he's on strike at least. His job will be not to give his wicket away. And Artis Rai will come in as bowl as well, so he'll be trying to get a bit of idea about the wicket. Run out chance, not taken that well by the bowler there. Some runs for the batting side. 91, crawling and crowding and whatnot to make sure that they go near 90. It's a tough job today. If you are supporting the men in green, I have to say it has been a tough first innings. Last ball of the first innings then. It really sums it up. If it becomes a run out too, it sums it up too. But not happen. And they have taken the extra run. They'll be going for this one too. A bit of comedy of errors from the fielders out there. Short little drama, but that's it then. The first innings is done and dusted. It's 92 for 8. The umpires have taken it to the third umpire while they're running back and deciding whether this is a run-out chance or not. But I don't think there's any real damage from the bowling unit there on the last ball. Somehow the score will go past 94 per 8, which doesn't look like a very, very big score. I have to wait for the verdict there from the third umpire. Big smile from on the face of the fielder who threw that one, and of course from these two batters, more like the bowlers there. They'll like to believe that if Lions are getting that from the wicket, why can't we get that from the wicket? So if they produce something special, we definitely can have a match on our hand. But ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that Black Jaguars winning the toss, deciding to bat first, have done nothing really to make it count in a game that they're playing for the pride. All waiting for the decision. Decisions pending. Mind you, the third umpires have their own set of replays. They'll bring out their own theory and own decision with the kind of replays that they have got. And they do have Mr. Arun Kumar Basa, the third umpire. Pretty experienced umpires. Got some light panel really, starting with Asit Kumar Patnaik, then Rajesh Mahapatra, Arun Kumar Basa, the third umpire. I mentioned it. The earlier ones are the on-field umpires, and of course Mr. Shahikan Trifari doing the fourth umpire's role and doing it so well. Two of the scorers are there. Mr. Jajati Keshwari Samal, fantastic scorer. Alongside him is Mr. Birabara Nayak as well. Some popular names. Mr. Vikas Pati, the match referee of today's match. And Mr. Ganesh Kaur, as always, bringing you the live streaming for all of you guys. As you're watching this match live on the Odisha Cricket Association's YouTube channel, which is Cricket Odisha. Search Cricket Odisha on YouTube and you'll find that find this channel, and of course you can see there is this match going live out there. And also go to Facebook and you can see that Odisha Cricket Association is live there. And that's all about the first innings. 20 overs completed. The Jaguars only managed to score 94. 94 for 8. The only motivation from here is that Lions bundled out under a similar score yesterday. So can it happen again? Can we have a match in our hand? Can there be a tough contest? We'll soon find that out. The Lions holding it high and going to the dressing room, and thanks to some wonderful performances through the bowlers out there, well led by Suryakant Pradhan. But mind you, this is just 50% of the match. There's still a lot of things remaining in the second innings. Watch out for that as we come back very shortly with the second innings. Thank you so much. second innings. The run chase is about to begin, and you know that there's only one way you can come back into the match if you're a supporter of the men in green. You like to believe that they'll go for wickets and straight away slip and a spinner to start with. Good to see that. Shubham Naik with the first ball, knowing that everything is there on the surface for the spinners even with the new ball. I know that not a big fan of spinners turning the ball inside the power play, especially when you know that you have to contain each and every run. But this is the kind of match where I like the spinners to turn the ball, try to get something from the wicket from the first ball itself, because that's how you really can make it interesting, because not enough runs on the board and wickets are the only forms by which you really can come into the match, and nobody knows it better than the men in green. Odisha Cricket League is full of surprises. Got on! There's the first! There's the first from Shubham Naik. When it matters for the side, Shubham Naik becomes a hero. And it has happened from the first over itself for the Jaguars.
ঠিক আছে তাহলে ମୁଁ ସେୟା କରୁଛି ଆଉ ମୁଁ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବି ଆଉ अर्ली ମାନେ 9ରେ ଟସ୍ ନାଇଁ କି ଆଚ୍ଛା ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ଆସିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ହଉ ରାଜ ଆସିବ ମୁଁ ଆସିବି ହଁ ସେଇଠି ହେଇଯିବ ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି।
Appeal from Shubham Naik. He thinks he's got his man. The rest of the fielders out there thinks that as well. What about the umpire? He is completely unmoved. Are they going for the review out there? Oh, out and out. There's a bit of sledge from one of the fielders to the batsman out there, almost saying him that if you've nicked it, you should be going back. All right, a bit of drama. We've not seen that in OCL. But if you see that, it just makes cricket a little more exciting. I think you really got to talk, unless you don't cross the limit. It just makes it difficult. All right, DRS time. Let's see who comes out victorious there. 1 for 1 for the Odisha Lions. Khyama bowler coming in at number 3, not facing a lot of deliveries and getting challenged by Shubham Naik. They're all waiting for it. It just becomes a slow death if it becomes out for the batting batsman's team, in fact. And Kremaba, I know you got a feel for this man, playing only the second delivery of Shubham Nayak, and almost losing his wicket. Looks like he survives. Yeah, there it is then. He survives. The verdict has come out. And sigh of relief from Khamabor out there. And why not? He survives just by an inch. That's the verdict. Very clear. Look at the screen there. Not out. Final ball of this over. Shubham Nayak is really bowling well. Turning it on. Can he get something from the last ball? Can he make it a little more exciting? He's already made one with that wicket. Gently played on the onside. Little straight to make it slightly easier for the batsman. As the first over done and dusted. Great over for the bowling side. It's 2 for 1. Two for 1 as Badal Bishwal, and rightly so, has been given the opportunity and the responsibility to come good at the right time for the Jaguars. Not with the length that he intended. First ball, a little wasted one, I have to say. But without being really critical, I have to say that always a bowler was that warm-up delivery, and Badal Bishwal is a special talent. I mean, look at the number of wickets he's taken. 56 wickets in 31 matches, best of 5 for 33. If anyone really can turn things on, it's this man on your screen right now, wearing jersey number 64, Badal. Packed upside inside the circle for him, for the left-hander Anurag Sarangi, who plays spin bowling really well. Matchup in his favour. Can he turn it on? Is there any special message from the Lions there? Go for some runs. There's a bit of rain around, a few raindrops. It's fine if it stays like that. We can have the rest of the match. But if it goes dense and it becomes tough, then I think somewhere near the covers are out. There's sort of a message that should be given to the batters to go for something at least to make sure that you go ahead with your net run rate for the DLS, of course. Anurag Sarangi plays it with a straight bat. What does he want? Gives a signal to the dressing room. Change a bat for him? Looks like that. Maybe a lighter bat because he thinks that he has to go for it. We'll soon find that out with Khamabor on strike. Slip in place for him. Better from the bowler as the right-hander comes in, makes it a lot easier for him. I mean, matchup, it's something that it doesn't matter how much you say that it doesn't really matter. In fact, it matters. To make it very simple, matchups are very, very important in the shortest form, for example. Because most of the time, the batters really try to go in the arc, I mean, towards the onside. Slog sweep is a thing. There we go. He was trying that there against someone who is trying to take it away from him. He survives, and not by much, I have to say. 2 overs completed. It's 4 for 1.
3 over, 3 over.
Anurag Sarangi was trying to play the big shot, pushed it on the back foot, takes a single, goes back to the other end. There's no real message, but Suryakant Pradhan there, batting up. Doesn't really bat at number 3, I can tell you, but not when there's a bit of rain around and you need some run rate. Not much, but something to stay around. Backs away. Didn't quite manage to hit it out of the park. He wanted to hit it over the fielder, over mid-off, or maybe in that gap between mid-off and cover, but didn't quite manage to get anything from it. Shubham Nayak saying, all right, keep your match up with you. I'm ready to do it against the odds. Oh, what a beauty! What a beauty this is from Shubham Nayak. You got to praise this man. You got to say that this is something special you watched. This is turning out to be fantastic indeed with the ball from the Jaguars. And one man standing tall, Shubham Nayak, the hero. In most of the occasion, he's done it for his side. And once again, he's doing it for his side when it matters. Shubham Nayak on fire. And there we go. At number 3, we have Suryakant Pradhan. That's what I was mentioning. He's batting off. He will be taking the charge. Straight away hits the wicket. Powerful shot down the ground attempted. 2 runs from it. 2 runs from it. Too late there. The bowler. Expecting a better throw from the fielder there, but 2 important runs for the Lions. And they've gone upstairs with that. Looks a little easy. All right. Umpires don't want to take any chance whatsoever, but more importantly, rain around the corner. The primary job should be to complete the 5 overs to make sure that you get a result out of this match. Decisions pending. Mind you, if this becomes a wicket, which is unlikely though, Lions, we've got to question what are they doing here. You never know. Anurag Sarangi might be in trouble. Naked eye, it looks safe. Umpires don't want to really take any chance whatsoever. Shubham Nayak's reaction also said that it's not much of excitement in that. You're all waiting. The rain's getting a little denser, but still very much playable conditions around. Rain is a thing. I mean, you're playing in July in Odisha, so to get it without the rain is definitely not possible. So how to deal with the rain, how to still organize a tournament and make sure this becomes a success against the odds of the rain, you got to learn it from Odisha Cricket Association. Fantastic job. The groundsmen have done a tremendous job. They're still waiting for the umpires to call it off. The groundsmen, I mean, that's their job. The rest of the viewers will be saying the opposite. It should go on forever. What's the verdict out there? They're all waiting for it. Suryakant Pradhan promoting himself, knowing the importance of the runs, knowing the importance of getting it big when it matters inside the 5 overs. You really have to make it count. And there is Suryakant Pradhan, who simply says, hello, I'm the captain of the side. I do have the experience, so why not me? The fielders have taken their positions. Looks like the verdict has almost come out. Yes, it is. It is a not out. As Shubham Nayak continues to Suryakant Pradhan. Exciting times. A pace very full. And he's got him. He has got him here. What a bowler. Well, every time he throws the ball to this man in circumstances like this, he brings out his A game. And he's got the big fish today. Suryakant Pradhan's not happy. He wants a review from it. Or he's having a discussion, we never know. No real signal from Suryakant, something that we missed. But Shubham Nayak breathing fire at this point. Red soil, used wicket, dust bowls. Shubham Nayak says, have a piece of it. It comes out in the favor of the bowling side. Verdict has come out. Out signal from the umpire. This is a big fish. Probably the biggest fish of the second innings. Suryakant Pradhan back. Shubham Nayak turning it on with the ball in this over and, of course, in that first over too. Well, what a splendid piece of spin bowling this is. With the new ball. And you know that don't have a lot to defend. Sujal Singh comes out. Top time for him. What is the message from the Suryakant to Sujal there? Is it a message that don't really care about the wicket and go for it inside the first 5 overs? Because you need to be ahead at the net run rate to make sure that DLS goes in the favor of your side? Or is it a message that stay around with someone like Anurag Sarang? He's there to do it for the side. He's a man for the big occasions. He's a man to play big innings. Is it the one for them? Last ball of this over then. Every ball looks like he's going to pick up a wicket. Slip in place. Watch out for the straight one, mind you. Shubham Nayak playing a little trick. Not a bad thing to do when you are at the top of your game. Got a bit of bat to it, and rightly so. He survives. 3 overs completed. Take a look at the score. It's a game on from here on. 7 for 3. Anurag Sarangi goes back and hits it with a lot of power and a timing that you never forget. Brilliant shot under the circumstances. Clearly one of the best shots. And that's what you mentioned. Anurag Sarangi plays spin bowling really well. And I think that against Anurag Sarangi, it won't be a bad idea to actually use an off spinner and not a left arm spinner. Match up in his favor. And Anurag Sarangi plays spin really well because he uses his feet. He goes back. He comes forward. One of the most stylish player out there. Look how watchful it is. This was a very good delivery from the bowler, almost bowling it very quick and trying to turn it sharp. Anurag Sarangi very watchful, plays a defensive shot, something that the rest of the batters and any young batter watching on television or on your mobile screen should look at it. Look at that for a shot. in the gap, stepping out and hitting it through the covers. Once again, I'm with the statement that this guy, Anurag Salangi, is one of the best players against the spin bowling, if not the best. I said this from the game number 1 when the Lions were playing, that nobody, and absolutely nobody, plays spin better than this man in OCL 2024. He's not got a lot of runs, mind you, but these 2 shots enough to say that. And again, the charge from Anurag Sarangi, and that big thumbs up results in 6. Exceptional cricket match going on one side, the story of wickets on the other side. Putting pressure on the bowlers are this man called Anurag Sarangi. We've seen him batting over the years. I'm not surprised with it at all. Long on becomes a little straighter now. The bowler changes its direction. He says round the wicket a thing. In fact, over the wicket a thing to the left-hander might be. Watch out for him. He hits it to the onside a little squarer. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect from the batsman. Exceptional over in terms of the number of runs required, 21 for 3, and I think this over actually made sure that it becomes slightly ahead with that. Not in particular. I don't really have the data to give you that what is the exact number of runs required, but I think the match did so far. The required run is 4.52. They're going over than that. So anyway, they're ahead of that. Sujal's, well, if you are sitting in the dugout of the Lions, Sujal's shot will almost force you to say, well done, Sujal, go back to the other end. You've done your job. Single to finish things off as 4 overs completed, 23 for 3. As we move on to over number 5, which is actually the least that you need to make sure that you get a result from this match. So this over becomes very crucial. Down the leg side, this Subham, the way he's bowling, there's no point bowling down the leg side. Mind you, this is a bye. I can't even waste one delivery here. He's breathing fire, and if I'm not surprised, so there's a left-hander Anurag Sarang who plays spin bowling really well. They have a slip in place and one more fielder extra, just protecting that boundary. Can he do it against the turn? No, he goes with the turn. That's class about him. Singles, they have to deal with singles now. Probably a message has come out from the dugout that you've got enough. It's time to survive in this over. And DLS actually makes batting tricky because every time you think there is a rain around, you make sure that your net run rate becomes higher. No rain, and you end up losing your wicket and losing the match. So very tricky to bat when there is rain around. I don't get the idea of most of the team who says that batting second is actually easier when there is DLS because you know your target, but that's not when there's a bit of rain around inside the match itself, because expecting a rain and going about your business a little harder and then realizing there is no rain, tough feeling. No, Subham Nayak, you really can't waste one delivery. He's appealing for it. Subham Nayak wants something from it which is not really there. It looks like it is a simple decision from the umpire. They've taken the call all right. DRS time. Everyone wants to slow the game. Every one of them. Mind you, slowing the game was a thing in a T20 World Cup, and Gulbuddin from Afghanistan was a superstar in slowing the game down in a very different way. Pulling his hamstring and getting all right in the next over itself. In that Afghanistan match, Afghanistan versus Bangladesh, if you remember it well, that made sure that Afghanistan go to the semi-final, but knocked out in the semi-final against a very tough South African side. Yes, the verdict has come out. It is a wide. So the Loster review, 26 for 3. And Anurag Sarangi is still there, 19 from 12. Knows every bit of what it takes to be in this situation and to make it really, really great for the batting side. 26 for 3. Subham Naik continues. You go back against this man, I know you are in trouble. This time he survives, but a very difficult thing to do when the ball's doing a bit. And Subham Naik is someone who really can bowl it quick when it matters. Going back, you got to be very careful doing it. And I think going on the front foot is a better idea. Stretch yourself. That's what the coach will tell you. Going with the turn, not getting the timing right, but somehow gets that single. Overthrows. It's backed up well by the mid-off. What a terrific match so far. The rain's getting denser, the rain's getting heavier. 3 more deliveries. No, sorry, 1 more delivery in this over. That's it. That's all you need to make sure you get a match out of this. He's gone for it. Anurag Sarangi at his best. Just picking the spot and making sure he gets the maximum. 5 overs completed. Well at the number of runs. It's 33 for 3, all 3 in the scorecard. And way above the required run rate. As the umpire continues the game of play, but it's really getting a little heavier, I feel. Mind you, the thing about the rain and the stop of play, there's a little theory about that, is that once you stop the rain, in fact once you stop the play while there's a bit of rain around, you really can't come back unless there is complete sort of stop of rain. If the rain doesn't stop, bit of drizzle, little bit of drizzle, still you will not be getting it. That's the rule from the ICC, similarly followed by BCCI, and it continues for Odisha Cricket Association too. Ashish Rai, the only man who's picked up a hat-trick, has been given the opportunity to bowl something special in those mid-overs to try out and pick up the wicket for his side. If you're a captain of the Jaguars, you'll be saying, come on Ashish, get 1 more hat-trick. First ball after the 5th over, last over of the power play, straight away trying to hit the stump. Spin diet for the rest of the overs, and straight away the fast bowler has been given the opportunity and the responsibility. I was mentioning about how tough it is to play Subham Naik. In the first over itself, it looked like watching a Korean movie with a Russian subtitle. There's the pull. There's the most confident shot of the match. It is on the shorter side. Sujal Singh sees an opportunity and has gone for it. Must-win game for the Lions. They're above the required run rate, as it seems. Up to the umpires now when to say that should be a stop. It's getting heavier too. And then he plays that cut. 2 beautiful shots. One gives him a 6, the other gives him just 1. Tells you a lot about the field set and how you really should be bowling to it. The last delivery was nothing about bowling to his field. Paid the price. The last of the last. In fact, Ashish Rai loves to bang it in. Somehow loves to hit the hard length against someone who loves the pull shot. Will be exciting. Anurag Sarangi on strike. Watch out for this. Oh, there's a beautiful shot. It's racing away. Fielder there at the dip. Fumbles, eventually picks it. He's a class act. He's one of the players that once you go back and look at the highlights of this match, you will say that, wow, I have seen Anurag Sarangi bat. Plays so beautiful shots. And one more important thing is becoming a left-hander, of course, makes it a little more beautiful as well, as I always believe that left-handers look slightly more beautiful when they play their shots than the right-handers. Using the pace, finding the fielder, no run. And I know it's a debate. It's a debate with a lot of players out there. The right-handers won't agree, but I still think that 51-49 in favor of the left-handers in terms of the beauty. Brian Lara was always a prime example of how beautiful you can be without being conventional as well. He was a magician, all right. And magician from this part of the world in this tournament is this man batting, using his wrists, taking a single, taking the responsibility, and that with a single two to keep the strike. The power play is done and dusted. 43 runs, 3 wickets, end of 6. The runs getting heavier. The runs getting heavier, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at your screen. You can sense the rain. Anurag Sarangi is wet. Just waiting for the umpires to give the signal. The groundsmen are almost ready out there to run in and almost becoming vision bold when it matters. Credit goes to all the groundsmen there. They've done a fantastic job. I mean, in July, in the month of rain, to have a tournament like this, first of all, Odisha Cricket Association and of course the groundsmen, they've done a commendable job. Subham Bishit, the left arm orthodox. The left arm orthodox has done some wonderful job for the batting side before. Starting off with a very quick one. Anurag Sarangi trying to be very cheeky out there. He's a very sweet person, trying to play a sweet shot there. Talking about sweet, something that we expect from this part of the world. Odisha is a land of sweet, Cuttack in particular. That's it. That's one of the sweetest shots you will ever see. That almost like a Pahal Rasagula. The depthest of touches from Anurag Sarangi, almost showing a masterclass on how to play spin bowling. He enjoys his batting so much. I'm just surprised that he has not got enough runs in this tournament. Otherwise, this man is clearly class apart. 32 from 18 on a difficult wicket. He's just found it as easy as anyone. 33 from 19 for him with 3 boundaries, 2 sixes. 173 the strike rate. He's batting on a different wicket. This is a wicket where 94 was a thing. And Anurag Sarangi straight away just saying that, hello, hang on, I can bat with a different strike rate. 2 kinds of match. This one when Anurag is playing and one where the rest of the batters wide. And one great thing for the Lions, if they of course go on to win this match, which is more likely now with 7 wickets in hand, the rain continuing, net run rate in their favor. If they go on to win this match, Anurag Sarangi coming back into the form and getting those important runs will make sure, oh, up goes the finger. Up goes the finger. You go back, you are in trouble, my dear friend. Sujal Singh goes back. Wicket. Wicket and wicket. Look at the background there. Not enough rain in terms of 4s and 6s, but we've got the real rain. In July, that's not a surprise. What is surprising is that the batters in the difficult wicket really made sure they bat with ease. The covers have come out, the umpires have called it finally. And what is not surprising is to see this groundsman almost turning like Usain Bolt out there to reach to the ground as quickly as possible. These are superheroes. They walk behind the scene. Nobody really appreciate the effort that they have, but the groundsmen have done a tremendous job once again. Well done, groundsmen. They make sure that this tournament becomes a possibility. The wicket's going to be covered, and it looks like it's very tough to actually come back now. 5 overs completed, and the Lions are way ahead of the run rate. The Jaguars might be going back. Lions might be going forward. Must-win game for them. The best thing about them is Anurag Sarangi is in superb touch. Watch out for him in the knockouts. Once he gets those runs, he becomes a very special player. All right, then it's time to take a break as it's just pouring down in this part of the world. As we come back with the result and to see you more. Thank you so much.
କିଏ କଣ କରିବ ଏମିତି ଭାଇ
Yes, and welcome back. It has really been a rain-interrupted match. This, as we know, in the first innings, the bowlers dominated. 94 is something that they put on in the first. The Jaguars trying to be very special in the second with picking up those 2 wickets. Subham Naik was very special with what he has done in the first innings and in the first match itself, not first innings, first over of the second innings. And then, of course, the rest of the bowlers were trying to be superb out there, but Anurag Sarangi in particular spoiled the party there, just scoring those important runs with a wonderful strike rate and moved on to his 30s with no time, in fact, whatsoever. And that is why I think the Lions were on the driver's seat. Suryakant Pradhan got out, so Anurag Sarangi's role was absolutely crucial, and that's how he did a wonderful job out there. The updates are definitely going to come in minutes, as it seems that already, the number of runs we know, that we already sort of can predict that the Lions are ahead of the run rate as towards the end of the games plays before the rain, of course, but rain really came in very quickly. I think, if you start blaming the rain and say that we really could have won the match, but that will be something different. So instead of staying that or tuning into that, I think it will be actually better to look at what you have done as a team for the Jaguars, and that is that they didn't quite manage to put up enough runs on the board. And it was always a problem if you don't put enough runs on the board and then you try to defend that total in the second innings with a bit of dew around. And Suryakant Pradhan in particular at the toss mentioned that dew is going to be a very, very important thing out there. So that actually came into play a little bit, maybe towards the third or the fourth, of a bit of dew, and that's where Anurag Sarangi spoiled the party, played some lovely innings. Mind you, I was at the comm box and I said the exact thing. I said that Anurag Sarangi is one of the rare batsmen who is so good even when the ball's turning, even when something is happening out there. And that is why I feel that the best thing for the Lions in this match not only was they ahead of the net run rate and almost going to win before the official update comes out. The other thing is Anurag Sarangi in particular has come back into the form, and going into the semi-final, if Lions qualifies for that, if you get your semi-finalists, you know that Lions are there, and Anurag Sarangi in tremendous shots, batting at the top. Mind you, this guy gets big 100. He loves to play this big innings, so Anurag Sarangi's form definitely is the positive out there, alongside the fact that we know the Lions really rely a lot on Suryakant Pradhan. But today we saw, with those 2 left-arm spinners, Papurai again doing a wonderful job, and alongside him, the rest of the bowlers like Pradeep, Rahul, these are the 2 who really impressed me the most out there, and that is because they've chosen the right length to bowl on the surface, and more importantly, they have not really left the stump out there, bowling very much wicket to wicket, and wicket to wicket are safe thing to do on the surface, going hard length, backup length, and wicket to wicket, almost forcing the batsman to go on the back foot and play it on the onside. So that never happened. All right then, that's a lot more to discuss about the match, but finally the verdict has come out from the third umpire, and this match is over as we predicted it right. Yes, the Lions were ahead with the net run rate, and that's how they won this match by 10 runs, and of course with the DLS method. So stay tuned for the rest of the matches. You can tune into Odisha Cricket Association's YouTube live and of course the Facebook page to get more matches tomorrow. There is a big match in the morning, 9:30 a.m. Watch out for that. And Pradeep Pradhan is obviously the man of the match. That's the announcement. That's it for today. Do take care of yourself. Come back tomorrow. We have a special match. Thank you so much. Good night. Jai Jagannath.